Rigging is not an allegation that's new or even surprising in sports anymore. It's a ready-made excuse that fans and players of the losing team love to use, and this makes them look like crybabies. However, the evidence is simply too substantial in some cases to ignore, and the NFL has been caught in the mix of a number of these. From sudden rule changes mid-game and missing blatant calls to even more controversial incidents. These are the 12 most rigged moments in the NFL, brought to you by the Football Freak Show. Number 12, Super Bowl 47 power outage. One of the most controversial moments you'll ever see in the NFL happened during Super Bowl 47, a game that featured the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers and was to decide the 2012 NFL season champion. The game, which was played at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, had the Ravens dominate the first half thanks to quarterback Joe Flacco's 3 touchdown passes. They had the score cinched at 28-6 when the unexpected happened. The power went off in the Superdome, and play was suspended for 34 minutes during the outage.
And we lost power in the half of the stadium. Now it's well lit. There's no danger. No one's injured or of any kind. But obviously the players are milling around, and we've got a lot of officials running around wanting to get this game back on. We will step away from...
When the game resumed, San Francisco came back and scored 17 unanswered third-quarter points that cut the Ravens' lead to 28-23. The Ravens won in the end, 34-31, but that has not stopped the suggestions of foul play because of how the events of the evening went. Number 11, Nola, no call. The 28 NFC Championship game played on January 20th, 2019 between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams was another one that looked rigged. While the Saints were the clear favorites to win due to their home advantage and having beaten their opponents earlier in the season, the Rams took it home in what many believe is to be one of the most controversial games of the NFL to date. Both teams were tied at 20 by the fourth quarter when the Saints got to the Rams' 13-yard line. Then an obvious pass interference happened that would have allowed the Saints to run out the clock. But to everyone's surprise, the pass interference was not called.
Pass is incomplete, no flag. Interception is probably going the other way with it. I mean, the ball's on the other side of Roby Coleman. And
the Rams forced overtime, and Greg Zuerlein scored the winning goal for the Rams.
pass snap. The kick is good. Rams win it and on to Super Bowl 50.
Number 10, no catch game. In the 2014 divisional round matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, an event occurred that would not only suggest rigging, but made the phrase "Dez caught it" popular. That's because of a play involving wide receiver Dez Bryant as he attempted to get to Tony Romo's pass towards the end of the fourth quarter. He was initially judged to have caught the pass, but it was overturned controversially by the officials, which allowed the Packers to run down the clock.
A sensational catch, my goodness, by Dez Bryant over Sam Shields. Unbelievable.
They have thrown the challenge flag. What are they challenging?
The event sparked widespread debate, eventually leading to a change of rule by the NFL.
I'm trying to reach over the goal line. Why is that not a catch? I'm trying to reach over the goal line.
Number 9, incorrect penalty call. This was again the game that set up the Dallas Cowboys against the Green Bay Packers for the Dez caught it game. The 2014 NFC wildcard game happened between the Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. The Lions were on their way to victory, second place on the NFC standings, but an incorrect call made the impossible with only 39 seconds to go. The play was judged as an ineligible man infraction, but the NFL admitted after the game that it was an error in judgment by the officials.
What else could be?
Touching by number 68.
So the call is...
They added that the officials also missed a hold on the Detroit Lions defensive tackle, Namakong Su.
Seahawks fans will.
Number 8, multiple controversial flagging. Super Bowl 40 witnessed one of the most talked about ref performances of all time. The game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks saw a couple of calls that the Seahawks fans are still angry about today. First, the ref flagged Seahawks quarterback Matt Hasselbeck for a low block. Then he incorrectly held a call on lineman Sean Locklear before a pass interference call on Darrell Jackson.
Broke that plane, and that's all it's requiring. he doesn't make it in then, they get another shot at it anyway.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
The referee, Bill Levy, admitted 4 years after the game that he kicked 2 calls in the fourth quarter and that it gave him sleepless nights.
Well, just to clarify, though, it was the walkthrough before the Super Bowl.
Yes. Okay. The Patriots taped that. That's a fact. That's what you're saying.
Number 7, taped walkthrough. This one had different kinds of rigging allegations, as the controversies did not happen during the game. They happened before and after it. Super Bowl 36 between New England Patriots versus St. Louis Rams made unwanted headlines when the St. Louis Rams claimed that the Patriots had spied on their practice session. An unnamed source, supposedly close to the Patriots team, claimed that a member of the team stayed back to tape the Rams' walkthrough practice session. The Patriots won the game, but the NFL concluded there was no evidence to overturn the victory. Number 6, Bottlegate game. The Bottlegate game was an NFL game between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2001. The Browns were down 15-10 with a little over a minute remaining when Tim Coach passed to Quincy Morgan. The officials judged it a complete pass despite the football appearing to bobble. Then the officials decided to review 2 plays earlier and gave the ball to the Jaguars, which was against the rules. The fans became angry and threw bottles on the field.
The fans were livid.
So it's an ugly scene here in Cleveland.
The fans started throwing the plastic beer bottles they'd spent the afternoon emptying, and just about everything else.
This forced the game to be delayed with 48 seconds remaining, but was later concluded with the Jaguars seeing it out at 15-10. Number 5, Tuck Rule game. The 2001 AFC divisional round matchup between the Patriots and Oakland Raiders earned itself multiple names due to the events of the game. It was called the Snow Bowl because of the heavy snowfall that happened during the contest. However, it's more popularly called the Tuck Rule game due to a controversial play that dictated the game's outcome. Officials had already ruled a fumble when Patriots' Tom Brady was tackled and Raiders' Greg McKirt recovered.
But that's not to pass the ball. That's a fumble.
Didn't look as though his arm was moving forward. As we look at it, Brady's arm was coming forward.
Yeah, they're going to have to call it.
Upon review, they overturned it and ruled it was an incomplete pass, even though Brady had tucked the ball back into himself, halting his passing motion. The Raiders would have claimed a victory if the initial call stood, and Brady's dynasty would have never become what we know it as today. Number 4, Fail Mary. On September 24, 2012, during a Monday Night Football game between Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks, we witnessed a controversial call termed the Fail Mary, or inaccurate reception. The Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson attempted a Hail Mary pass to wide receiver Golden Tate, but both Tate and Packers defender M.D. Jenkins touched the ball in the air. It resulted in a double ruling of touchdown and touchback by the 2 nearest officials, but they later awarded a Seahawks touchdown.
Touchdown. The other said no time.
How does M.D. Jennings not get credit for the interception? I have no idea.
Call on the field stands. Touchdown.
Tate had also shoved the Packers cornerback in an incident before the catch, but the interference wasn't called, ultimately leading to a debated Seahawks victory. Number 3, Kadarius Toney offside call. A Week 14 showdown involving the Kansas City Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills at the Arrowhead Stadium was mired in controversy. The Chiefs were 3 points behind towards the end of the game when Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Kadarius Toney combined beautifully to produce what looked like the match-winning touchdown. However, the play was flagged because Toney was judged to have crossed the end zone, committing an offensive offside.
Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Tony was lined up.
There's usually a heads-up for minor infractions such as this, but the refs decided to be strict this time, and it changed the course of the game. Number 2, no catch. The Pittsburgh Steelers were on their way to securing the top seed in the AFC against their arch rivals, the New England Patriots, when a controversial play changed the course of their fate and handed the Patriots a 27-24 victory. Quarterback Ben Roethlisberger made a pass to tight end Jesse James. Jesse caught the pass near the end zone and attempted to cross the plane by extending his arms.
Look at James. Now, Smith-Schuster's going to wall off the safety, and James is right in front of him. He's down, but no one...
It was judged a touchdown, which would have given Pittsburgh the lead, but a review by referee Tony Corrente overturned the call for a no catch. The Steelers still had a chance to win it, but ultimately couldn't in the end.
A Jersey kid back in his home state for 6. Well, we took care of all the Taylor Swift song titles right out of the gate. Carson Daly knocking that out for us.
Taylor is here and ready to watch.
Number 1, Kelsey Taylor NFL controversy. The romance between Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce and pop icon Taylor Swift has coincided with the Chiefs' dominance of the NFL, but some people believe it's more than coincidence. NFL fans are suggesting that the NFL is somehow favoring the team to make full advantage of the couple's romance for added publicity to the league. They may not be too far off from the truth if the events of the first few Taylor Swift games are anything to go by. The camera continued to show Swift at any given opportunity, but it didn't stop there. That season, the Chiefs, led by Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, did the unexpected. They beat the red-hot Bills, who had earlier beaten them that season. They won against the surprisingly underwhelming Ravens and went on to win the Super Bowl. Those are moments that have left NFL fans shaking their heads and questioning the integrity of the game. No doubt they'll be talked about for years, leaving those on the wrong end of those moments wondering what could have been had things gone their way. What's your take? Do you think these moments were truly rigged? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy the breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more NFL content. We'll see you next time.